On the recommendation to replace or augment the current water attorney in regards to the Ark Valley Conduit affairs. This requires an action.
What is that? Can you explain more about that?
Who's gonna,
Is he gonna, we have a sidebar going on.
So I know I was at that last utility board meeting. I don't know, were you there at that one? Oh,
No.
on
Well,
the
yes, I
May the
was,
6th,
actually.
16th?
Paul, would you like for me to speak to this?
Yes, I would. I was gonna ask you to come up, but I didn't know if we had a sidebar for clarification.
Frank McKinsey again. I think you all know that we've been for several years now back and forth with Lower Arkansas Water Conservancy District in regards to the Ark Valley Conduit. We have 3 or 4 items that we have not been able to get clarification from them, which I don't think you want me going into those at this point, but to it.
thank you.
But so our last attempt to get some clarification and some answers, we asked for our current counsel to come to utility board, which they did, and at the end of that presentation, we got reiterated back to us the same things that we were trying to do. Well, you need to ask these questions. Well, we have asked these questions of the Conservancy District. And then we're told, well, you need to ask them in writing. Well, we have asked them in writing. So at the end of that exercise, we felt that we needed more aggressive representation. This is a pretty big issue and a lot of money, and we would, and then we keep learning the rules after the fact. But anyway, we need, because all we can do is recommend to you that the city get additional or new representation, new counsel. We can make that recommendation, and that's what your utility board has done. We've formally made a recommendation to you that Rick and Dean would go out and drum up a more aggressive attorney, and that's what this is all about. Am I on point? Okay. I think that's as clear as I can make it, and we appreciate that. We through all of this, we're still pretty much in the dark on some really big issues on the conduit, and we need counsel that knows this topic, this subject, and would be aggressive on the city's behalf. So,
Thank you for explaining that.
yeah, well, I knew when I read the packet, I thought I better probably go. So,
I'm glad you did.
Mr. Mayor Pro Tem, could I speak to this?
Yes.
It's, everything evolves and everything changes, and general practitioners in the legal field, such as myself, are a dead duck. They just don't exist anymore, and it's not uncommon now for, in the legal profession, for there to be a fragmentation and a compartmentalization of legal services. Believe it or not, you can go see a divorce attorney, but they'll send you to see another attorney for child custody matters and another attorney to see you for child support matters, and that's just the way it is. So when you're dealing with a long-standing and what I believe to be a reputable attorney who is better at certain things than others, I think the utility board is saying we need a rough and tough type litigator who has that kind of experience and that energy level to do those sorts of things. That's not uncommon in my world now. There's just people that litigate as a profession to litigate, not litigate municipal or to litigate doctors, they just litigate. So I think that's what the utility board is saying, is we need something more than just the brains, we now need some muscle. And I understand it, it's prevalent in my world.
The only thing I would add is, you should know by now that going down the road, this is going to be your decision to make, not utility boards. Utility board has made one recommendation to this point, but council, somewhere along the line, is going to make this decision on the conduit. And so I think it's incumbent upon all of you to try to become as knowledgeable about it as you can. We on utility board have tried repeatedly on some issues and have not gone very far. So I think we got a lot of work ahead of us, but this is one of those occasions where we're sitting in a seat that we can think all we want, but we as utility board won't be making the decisions. But I won't pass the buck either, but I'm not going to have a vote when it comes down to it. So trying to give you the best advice we are that we can.
Thank you for that.
Thank you, Frank.
Rick, is she on our payroll?
No, she's a retainer, or, gets paid by the hour, the hours worked.
For the Water Conservancy District? Or?
Or whether she's working on, our, Holbrook water rights or.
She did good on that, you said.
Yes, she's a regulatory engineer, or a lawyer, you know, she's not a litigator. But she's the one that helps the canals, and, munis as far as the valley.
Because I can recall asking, not just me, but other utility board members, asking good, solid questions and no answers. I myself asked for an engineering report, and she says, I'll get it to you. And that was last summer.
Right. But that's up to Southeast Water Conservancy District on what they hand out.
So if we get somebody else, what are they going to say about it?
They'll go to Southeast and ask for that same information and probably get the same answer.
So,
But litigating what they, I believe, putting augment with a litigating attorney in case we go down that route, it's not a bad thing.
Okay, so this requires an action. I need a motion, and when you're wording your motion, please, whether to replace or whether to augment.
So I would make a motion that we augment the current water attorney.
We have a motion
what is it? What's your motion?
to augment the existing
Oh,
water attorney.
I'll second that.
We have a motion, and we have a second. Any further discussion? Ask you to please vote. And that passes.